Hello guys, please confirm me on chat if you guys can see my screen. Okay, fantastic. I received the response, so that's fine. Okay guys, welcome everyone. So today is your first day in the session for CDS and Fiori elements. So we'll have a detailed introduction, and based on that we will have the practical topics done for the same. Okay, so if you talk about CDS and Fiori elements, you will divide this into two parts. So if you talk about CDS and Fiori elements, basically they are used to build reports in SAP Fiori. Reports. I'm not talking about the apps. These are basically used for building reports. We will also have a slight differentiation between Fiori elements and SAP UI5 custom applications. Okay. So basically CDS stands for Core Data Services. This is majorly used for building your ABAP CDS logic and also for annotations. Okay, so this is mainly used for ABAP CDS logic and also for the annotations. Slowly and gradually you will understand each and everything the moment I explain you. If you talk about the tool, this is used or this is developed using Eclipse. Can you guys hear me? I think please confirm me if you guys can hear me. Okay. Guys, I believe most of you can hear me. Some of you cannot hear, so please check your computer audio and everything, because even if one person is able to hear me, I don't think so it should be a problem for anyone else. Maybe you can reconnect to your FCC or check your audio because your audio should be connected. That's very important. Okay. Please make sure you check all those parameters. Okay guys. Okay, I'll probably move back now. So the tool that is used for CDS is Eclipse. In Eclipse, under Eclipse, we will be creating ABAP projects which will be connected with our SAP system. In our case, we have SAP S/4HANA 1809 box, so we will be using that for the same. So under Eclipse, we would be creating a BAP project which will be connected with our SAP system. Okay, so this was a little bit about CDS. The more we deep dive into it, the more you will have a better understanding and better picture for the same. Okay, so that's very important. Now, apart from that, one of the most important things that we need to take care is in Fiori elements. I'll tell you what about Fiori elements. Basically, Fiori elements are used for building reports in SAP Fiori. That's it. They are not basic. So basically, if you see, we will be building custom reports. But see, whenever you talk about Fiori elements, it has reports into picture. It doesn't have any custom app development. Okay, it is basically reports, and 90% cases are read only. So basically, Fiori element reports are normally, I'll tell you, Fiori elements are normally used by VP and higher management in an organization. Okay, so Fiori elements are normally used by VP and higher management in the organization. So let's see how it. So basically, the moment you deep dive into it, you will understand it much better. Just a second. What is? Guys, please stop discussing things on chat. Everyone will get sufficient time to discuss. Do not discuss anything, just focus here. Nobody will message anything on chat. It's restricting and disturbing everyone. So stop all these things. We'll just focus here and then we'll move ahead one by one. So basically, Fiori elements are used for building reports in SAP Fiori. Fiori elements are normally used by higher management because reports and dashboards, they will access it on their tablets and mobile devices. Now coming to the next benefit, Fiori elements majorly offer apps like list report, analytical list page, and overview page. So these are the three kind of reports that Fiori will be offering. Fiori elements are offering you list report, analytical list page, and overview page. So these three complete reports, we will be doing it from scratch to complete, as well as the deployment process in SAP Fiori Launchpad. Okay, each and everything will be taken from scratch to everything, one simple process. Repeating it, Fiori elements offer you different kind of applications like list report, analytical list page, overview page. Next point is, all the apps will be responsive in all the respective devices. And if I talk about all the devices, that has your mobile, tablet, and desktop. Okay, so all these applications will be responsive in mobile, tablet, and desktop. Now adding to this, all the apps will be by default responsive. What does by default responsive means? A developer does not have to put separate efforts to make it responsive. So this is one of the major benefit that SAP Fiori elements are offering us. All the apps will be by default responsive. Okay, a developer does not have to put separate efforts to make it responsive. Okay, so we had a higher level understanding about Fiori elements. I'll highlight it in a way so that it is easy for you guys to understand it. So this was all about your Fiori elements, and this is all about your CDS. Just a second. Okay, so just 1 second. Let me beautify this document so that things become easy for you to understand. Core data services. So these were the 3-4 bifurcations that we had for it. Tool that is, yes, fine. Okay, so guys, these were the important bifurcations that we had from CDS and Fiori elements point of view. We will further understand the deep things and bifurcations about the type of apps that is offering. So first is your list report. So guys, if you talk about the list report, okay, let me tell you something before we technically start into it. If you talk about list report or analytical list page or overview page, it has a specific floor plan. It has a specific floor plan. This thing plays a very important role, guys. If you guys have some knowledge on custom SAP UI5 app development or any kind of web development or anything, so let me give you some understanding in that a user or a developer has a complete control to modify the look and feel however he wants to, but it is not in this case. List report look and feel cannot be changed. It has a specific format in which the app will be displayed. Okay guys, this is a very important thing. Similarly, it goes for all the applications like the analytical list page and overview page as well. So if you talk about list report, it has a specific floor plan. List report look and feel cannot be changed. It has a specific format in which the app will be displayed. I'll show you a glance of this. So this is basically a site in which this is a site given by SAP in which you can just refer the floor plan. I'll send you guys on chat now. Just a second. Okay, I have sent the link. Do not open in your system, just focus here as of now. So guys, this image, I'll just expand it. So this is a typical kind of look and feel how sales report would be appearing. Here you would have all the search criteria of different things. You would have a go button here, and below you will have a table which will display the data, and here you will have the total count of your rows, total available data for the same. Like in this case it's 982, it can be 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh or whatsoever it is. Okay, so basically this is the format what list report offers, and the applications that we would be developing would have 90% same look and feel like this. Okay, we would be doing some enhancements and beautifications based on the existing availability, but it won't have a different look and feel, that is for sure. But if you talk about custom app development, you can design and develop however you want to. But in case of list report, it's not like that. This is a specific format that it follows. Okay. We will now discuss some of the benefits of this. Just a second, I'll be back to the document. So list report look and feel cannot be changed. It has a specific format in which the app is displayed. The development time for this is quite faster. What exactly I mean about this, guys, is if you try to build similar kind of application in SAP UI5 where you have your XML and JS logic, it would take 3 days, and this can be developed within 3 to 4 hours once you have good experience. And trust me, you will be similar kind of this. It would be ready for all of you by this Friday. That's the target. Okay, because it is a framework and a lot of things are already given by SAP. Okay, just have a look at that image for now. Do not build anything or everything. I'll be guiding you how to do that. The development time for this is quite faster. I can give it as 10x as compared to custom UI5 app development. So what exactly I mean to say, guys, is in custom, see, everything has its own benefits. If you ask me from an organization point of view, by looking at this, you might ask me a question, boss, is this not so custom app development is not required because this is better? No, guys, both the platforms are required. Custom app development is required, along with this is required. See, whenever you build an application, the first question that you have in your mind is the target audience. Who would be using that apps? So if you build, say for example, if you build an application like leave request creation or leave approval, so leave request creation is created by all the people across the organization. So mainly it is by ordinary people, and all higher level PPP don't even have to request it because they are the co-founders of the organization. So leave request creation is created across all the middle level and small level people in an organization. Approval is only done by managers and above. Okay. So all these custom apps are developed by small and medium level, whereas reports are developed by the higher management. Because co-founders and all, they don't have time to go to their laptop, check everything. They need the sales of their organization. They need the financial condition, profit and loss, each and everything. So for that, they need reports, and that's exactly what this platform is offering them. That platform is important as well as this is important. So SAP has restricted, they will be following certain patterns. There won't be much customization. We will go with it. And this module is quite successful and running good in the market. Okay, so yes, this is one of the most important aspects that I wanted to discuss with you all. The development for this is quite faster, 10x, and I'll repeat the same point. All the list reports will be responsive in all the devices. When I talk about devices, I'll mention them. Mobile, tablet, and desktop. Guys, I have to interrupt here for a minute. I have told each and everyone very strictly, please do not discuss anything else. Today we have an introduction. What all logistic part is pending for you, you can get it done after the session. Now please focus here. Your base and foundation should be so strong that your further sessions should go extremely smooth. Okay. Please make sure do not discuss anything else. Once I'm done with this introduction, we will have it interactive. You guys are welcome to question if you have anything, and we will acknowledge the same. But do not discuss anything else. It might disturb everyone. A humble request. Okay, so this is the one thing, and adding to this from a developer point of view, developer does not have to put separate efforts to make it responsive. What exactly I mean to say is it is automatically handled by the framework. Okay. So these were the 4 core areas that we had. 4 or 5 for list report specifically kind of thing. And if you talk about list report, what exactly you can tell someone, it is one of the kind of template what SAP has provided under Fiori elements. And all these things I'll show you in detail in Web IDE itself. So guys, one thing let me tell you, first is introduction, we will have detailed discussions. I'll make sure each and everyone has a strong foundation, and from tomorrow we will have a go live with the practicals. So basically I also want to add one thing here. So basically the format that we follow is, first of all, I'll teach a topic, first 10 minutes of introduction, what exactly we want to achieve. Then I will be writing the complete logic, testing, debugging, each and everything. I'll do it. Once I have the output, then you guys will be getting time to practice the same in this call itself. So we strongly follow Agile. Until and unless you do not put your learning into practicals, things may not work for you. And maybe after the training, people are working, so they may not get even time for all these things. So I personally prefer that all my participants should practice in that training so that they are quite relaxed. And in case if they do not get time also after the training, they have a confidence on their hands-on as well. So this is one of the most successful model that I've experimented from a couple of years. So this is what exactly we will follow in all these sessions. Okay. And make sure you utilize your time well. If you do not practice and if you just sit idle, it is simply your loss. Nobody can help you on that. Okay guys, so this was all about list report. We will discuss about analytical list page and overview page as well. But before that, I would like to give an opportunity. I'll give you a chance to talk now. So just whoever has any questions, please unmute yourself. And a humble request, please make sure there is no background disturbance, so that it should not disturb anyone. Okay, so whoever has questions, they can unmute themselves, they can ask the question, and based on that we will have it. So let's keep 5 to 10 minutes for this now.
Hello. Hi.
One by one, slowly. Yes.
Hi, my name is Balu. I have a question. I know these analytical apps are mostly read only, but just wondering, do we also create something which involves creation?
So basically, let me give you a limelight on this. There are 3 kind of templates that I've told you. One is your list report, one is your analytical list page, and third is your overview page. Analytical list page and overview pages are 100% read only. Even list report is read only in 90% of the cases. But SAP has given a provision for CRUD operations that is using metadata extensions and object model. That is not part of this training, but only in list report you can do the creation part, but not for analytical and overview. It is not possible. Nobody is going to create anything in analytical and overview because they have a graphical and a tile and catalog kind of look and feel. So nobody does that. In list report, create CRUD operation provision is there, in which very limited development is required. But anyways, that is not part of this.
Okay.
Hello, my name is
Yeah. 1 second, guys. One by one. Chandra, you start.
Yeah, please. Sorry. In continuation of what you told now, the list report, when you want to do CRUD operation, we need to have a BOPF integration, right? Annotation
To be very frank, nothing, not a single line of ABAP code is required. Just there are so BOPF we ideally say it, but in this framework, in this 1809 setup, we have I have already implemented all the CRUD and all, but the development is extremely less. Just there are create, update, and delete enabled buttons that you need to make it true using object model. So ideally, anyone who is having zero knowledge on BOPF can also manage this track.
That means to say you are saying ABAP, in the cockpit, in the CP cockpit, we can do this, right? And also
not in the cockpit, my dear friend. There are some piece of code that you need to write it in Eclipse in the CDS part. Once it is done, your application will be automatically enabled.
Okay, that's not part of this course.
No, but that's extremely small, so we will see if we can provide you something for that.
Please. Okay, the reason then that will be a RESTful ABAP, right?
Yes. No. That's what I'm saying. Not RESTful ABAP. Nothing is required. There are few piece of codes that you need to write in the CDS annotation file. Okay.
Yeah.
So that are not even 12 lines of code. So based on that, the template already provides you all the CRUD operations. Okay, if there are a lot of enhancements and external things required, then you might have to struggle. But for normal CRUD, it is not required.
Okay, thank you.
Anyway, let's not deep dive into that. That is not part. We will focus on the read operations for all these things because 90% of requirements would be sufficed on these platforms itself.
Okay, the reason being, I want to ask, if I want to include a form, the user need to fill the form in it. Can we able to do that? That's the reason I'm asked.
What form?
Any form, any form need to be filled up as a part of.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That will be automatically generated. There are some things. Anyways, that is not part of this, so let's not discuss it.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Santosh. So I have a question. Like I have a HANA 2.0 system and I have access to Fiori as well in my office. So can I do like whatever is going to be taught in this class? Can I practice the same in the systems I have, or mandatorily I have to log in the systems you are providing?
No. First of all, I couldn't hear you properly, but what I could understand is you have your own logistics. That's what you're trying to say for your office, right? So one thing I would like to suggest you is whatever practicals we are doing here, please follow the system that we have provided you. Once you have a complete command on that, then you can put your hands on in any system that is required.
Okay. Sure. Thanks.
Just give me 1 second. I need to. Just give me 1 second.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hi. This is Somnath.
Yes, Somnath.
Yeah, I have two questions for you. The first one is not a question. I could not configure the cloud connector. I configured everything else, but the cloud connector, it's giving me some errors instead of in spite of downloading the JDK. I guess it was.
See, Somnath, sorry. Yeah. Somnath, just a second. Everyone just hang in. See, let me tell you one thing. It's good that we have complete introduction and interactive so that we guys are quite comfortable with each other. But all the logistical part, configurations, errors and all should be handled offline, because this is purely we have to only discuss the doubts and discussion. We cannot spend time on logistical discussion. So let's not discuss here. You have a WhatsApp group, and anyways today we do not have any practical, so we would be kicking off from tomorrow. So make sure you take out some time today and get it done.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. And the next question is that I'm actually from the finance field. So will you be creating some finance CDS views from the ACDS?
No. See. Don't let's not restrict to a module. We have a system and we have some tables created, so we will be following that. See, it's a technical module. Technical doesn't understand any language or any subject or any module, you can say. So let's not restrict to any module. My only objective is my participants should understand whatever project comes to them, they should be able to handle it completely. Whatever business requirements are required, that will come from the business users and the functional. So let's not restrict to any module. Let's be flexible. Once you're able to do the development, only the fields are going to change, nothing else.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Shekhar, you want to add something? Tell me.
Yeah, I'm telling whoever is having issues with
one second. Yeah. 1 second, everyone hang in. Shekhar, you start.
Whoever is having issues in the cloud connector setup, kindly post in the group, as like mostly people have done, and they will be helping you out to sort it out, so that we do not save time in during the training.
Thanks, Shekhar. Next, guys, please be quick and very specific. We have to quickly do the next thing. Yes, guys.
Yeah, this is Mahesh.
Yeah,
as we know, list report is a floor plan, and we cannot change the look and feel. Artist, can we make it as interactive? Like we can have some buttons?
Yes, obviously, it is interactive, my dear friend. If it is not interactive, nobody is going to use it. Interactive, okay. What exactly it means to say is you can see these boxes. User can select any value at runtime. Once they click on go, it will obviously change the data, right? So that all things are possible. Sorry.
So can we have custom buttons and we can navigate some other application?
No. So custom buttons and all so that's what I'm saying. There are very limited buttons and all these things you can see here. Those are part of object model, which is anyways not there. So custom buttons is not everything that you can create, but few things is definitely you can create. So the moment we do it, you will have a better picture how things have been handled. Okay, last 2 minutes. Anyone be quick. We have to kick off with the next.
Wait, this is Hari. So I just want to understand, since it is mainly suited for the S4 HANA, is it any chances we can utilize for the non-HANA systems?
So if you have 7.5 and above, you can definitely try out. But my experience from the previous participants was some of the logic, some of the functionalities we had here, it was not working actively for that. Okay, so anyone who is having a SAP S4 HANA system from 17, 16 or up to 1909, it would be extremely smooth for them. For others, they might face some of the logics can work for them, some of it cannot work for it, and that is it. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, fine. Okay, guys. So okay, guys. I would request everyone to hang in now. I'll proceed with the next topic. Okay, and then maybe you can ask your questions at that point of time. Okay. So let me make things quite comfortable. Let me complete all the processes and the architecture so that things would be very easy for you. I'll quickly mute everyone now. Okay, guys, one request, just focus here, stop your work, and once this is done, you will get sufficient time to practice and discuss if you have any questions for the same. Okay, so now we will be moving to analytical list page. This is just an introduction, a detailed introduction we will anyways have once we deep dive into it. Okay, so if you talk about analytical list page, these kind of apps are also responsive in all the devices. I am adding this and insisting this point again and again because it has a detailed reason. This changes the game of it, and this is one of the most important benefit what they have offered. Okay, so I'm again and again insisting on this point because I know the importance of this. All the apps. 1 second, let me be very specific. Analytical list page, or you can say ALP, will be by default responsive in all the devices. Developer does not does not have to put separate efforts to make it responsive. One second, I'll clear it in everything. Sorry. Okay. Let's take care of each and every small thing. Now, analytical list page. This template also follows a specific format. Okay, the format is exactly given, the format, the look and feel is exactly given by SAP, and that is what strictly we have to follow. Okay guys, so this plays a very important role. So this has its own impact. So this template also follows a specific format. It has proper sections. All the sections are exactly same. All the sections are exactly same the way it is mentioned in the floor plan. From development point of view, it's almost 15x faster than a custom UI5 app development. I have a lot to say about this. Fine. Okay, now we will also look at the floor plan for analytical list page. So guys, this is basically a floor plan of analytical list page. At the top, you can see this is called as visual filters. In the middle, it is called as your default chart, and the below you have your table. One thing I can tell you guys, if you configure a standard analytical list page or if you create your own custom, if you ask any other person, he may not be able to identify which is standard, which is custom. So SAP has so beautifully designed it, the template, the structure is ready. This is what it should be followed. This is what it should look like. And based on that, each and everything is covered. So the top section is called as visual filters. The bottom is called as default chart, and the below table is the table in which we populate the data. So let me mention it. So analytical is divided into three sections. One is at the top. You have at the top. Sorry. At the top, you have your visual filter. Just a second. Middle, we call it as default chart. And in the bottom, you have your data in your table. This is a structure and architecture what we have for analytical list page, which cannot be changed, guys. I can challenge you. I will be building a custom report of analytical list page using my system and the data that I have, and you can pick up any standard. You won't be able to identify which is standard app and which is custom app. Standard is something that is given by SAP, and custom is that we as a developer build it. So that is what it has been provided, and this structure cannot be changed. This will be at this place. Nothing can be changed. This is a static kind of layout that SAP has provided, and it enforces us to follow this, and it is very successful. I've implemented this for many of my customers. So this is what why I'm enforcing so much on all these things, because there is a reason. So all of my participants are dealing with various customers across the globe. So one thing, what challenge they can have is they for having any business meeting with the end users, you should also know the layout. Layout plays a very important role, because customers and functionals will not have technical knowledge. We have to expedite and tell them, boss, this is possible, this is not possible at the first meeting itself. So ideally, the way we work for SAP UI5 and Fiori in the market is, until and unless our mockup is not freezed, we do not start a single line of code. So there are a lot of, so basically we strongly follow Agile until and unless your design is not freezed, to avoid to and fro with your customers, which impacts your deadlines and many other challenges. First of all, freeze your document, freeze your mockup completely, take an email approval. Once it is done, then we start the code, because we have our architecture ready. We know what exactly we are looking for. Development time is less and the customers are satisfied. So Agile is one of the most successful model that normally people follow rather than other models. Okay, so most of every organizations are going Agile now. Because we don't want to have continuous to and fro with continuous changes. So we should be very specific. Not in the first, but in ongoing meetings, the customer has to be very specific what exactly they are looking for. Take an email approval. Yes, this is what we are looking for. Once they say this is it, considering you add your points, template layout cannot be changed. So if your customer tells you we want this here, we want this here, tell them, boss, it is not possible. Be very frank. This is what SAP has offered. So your job in the market is not only as a developer, but also you need to give some consulting, because until and unless you do not give consulting just as a developer, honestly, don't take me very in a bad way. It is just one kind of a labor job that we do. So consulting plays a very important role. So this is what layout speaks about. If you have a meeting with your functionals, take the screenshot and tell them this would be a, don't tell them it is a visual filter. Tell them you can have 3-4 charts here. One single chart will be only part of default, and then you have your data in a table. There are few principles that I need to share here. In case of visual filter, we can have more than one chart. I'll also give you the best practices. Ideally, we normally display max 4 charts or less than that. Okay, let me just add new points here. In case of default chart, it can be only one at one time, not more than that. The structure of default chart in analytical list page is designed in that way only. This is the second pointer. Now the third, I'll highlight this so that once you refer this document, things would be extremely clear for you. In case of table, here also we have the best practices. We can technically add as many columns we need, but ideally we should not have it more than 10, considering many factors. Business people will keep on saying we need columns, but there is no boss. 10 is the maximum limit. You can have it more, but it would disturb the look and feel, and we are not responsible. So you have to be quite diplomatic in case of your answers. Guys, in this case, why I'm saying that? Because my participants and also my juniors often have a complaint about this thing. So I'm guiding you how to handle these situations. You have to be very strict. Yes, this is the layout, this is the template. This can be done in 2 days, this can be done in 3 days. Once it is done, you can have a round of testing. The development is very easy. With minimal code, you can have maximum output. It's very lightweight model and also one of the most successful, because SAP offers its own analytical kind of products, which is very good with minimal development. Performance is also quite high, and that you will experience it. I'll show you each and everything. We can identify the performance. Okay, so these are all the major factors you have for analytical list page. Like these, all things that I've told you are accounted for that. Okay, so what we can do is I'll probably give you a chance to ask the questions in case if you have any, and then probably I'll move to the overview page.
Hi,
one question.
Satya.
One person at one time, please. No chorus.
Hi. So what my question was like, can we have normal filters also in case of analytical list?
Yes, 100%, 100%. We can have that. And let me answer your question. Yes, I'll scroll down. Don't worry. So you can see this floor plan here. You have this visual filters. You have this default chart, and then you have your table. Here we have one more button. You see the small icon. Once you click on this, it will show you normal filters. How you can see here. So these normal filters are part of analytical list page. That is for sure. Okay. Guys, I'm getting some background disturbance. I would request everyone else to be on mute. Let's do it very smoothly. Next.
Wait, we can also add.
1 second. One person at one time. One person at one time. Yes, start please.
Yeah, so my question was like, we can also add analytical charts on overview page cards, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. 1 second, just hang in, one minute. Overview page, we haven't not started yet, so let's not discuss on that. You will have a complete information. You can discuss within list or analytical if you have any.
Okay.
Yeah. Next.
Hello.
Yes.
Do we need to activate the VW engine, the analytical engine for this?
No, nothing. Not a single line is required. Without that, it can be handled completely on its own.
Hello, Ved. The visual filters and the smart filter, the table are interactive, right? We can drill down them.
Yes, you can interact the default chart, you can interact the visual filter. In this case also, you can see that 2019 is selected. Here, Brazil technology is selected. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, fine. I believe most of you have discussed your questions, so I'll mute you all and let's focus on the next thing. Guys, one humble request during the time of discussion of questions and all, please make sure that there is no background noise because it should not disturb anyone else. Okay, and let's not discuss in chorus. Anyways, I'll manage and I'll control, not a problem. We are quite good and we have very good participants, so we will find all the things quite productive. Adding to this, guys, one thing I just want to tell you, Monday to Friday we will have the schedule for 1 hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes sometime, not a problem. But one important thing that I want to tell you here is each and every one of you would be getting some assignments only on Friday, so that you have 2 days to complete the same. Make sure you utilize your best. And you guys have a WhatsApp group so you can help each other. Do not share the code with each other. Do not spoil someone else's career. Try it on your own. If you're badly stuck up, ask someone to guide you on that and you guys can work as a team. We have spokes like Shekhar and a couple of other people who would be supporting you the best, but let's not completely dependent on them. If you know that someone's question you can answer it, please go ahead and do that. That's quite respectable. Okay, that was one important thing. What happened? Fine. Okay, so that was one of the important thing I just wanted to add here. We'll quickly move to the next thing, that is your overview page. Okay, I'll again start with my first point. Overview page. overview page, or we also call it as OVP, is by default responsive in all the devices. Users does, sorry, not users, let me correct it. Developer does not have to put separate efforts to make it responsive. Sorry, I'm correcting each and everything here so that a document can be an easy book for you to read it, because understanding is already given here. So yes, I'm adding the same point because it plays a very important role. Most of the people are scared if they ask for something responsiveness, and it might be difficult for them. Sorry, no, not this one. Let me go a step back. Let me pick up anything. This is how the overview page looks like. Let me be very specific. This is part of your SAP blog, so this is important. Anyways, they are talking about the card. So here they have given in bits and pieces, but this is a kind of overview page you can see here. Let me add it in the document. Overview page is normally used to have the overall information of your business. Okay, it can be divided into various sections. It can be divided into various sections like sales by region, sales by some product, like which product is at the top, and multiple examples you can have. Overview page provides different kind of cards, So we will be focusing mainly on table card and analytical card. They are almost used in almost 98% of requirements. Overview page cards are draggable at runtime. So basically, what all cards you have, you can drag all those cards from one place to another place at runtime. Okay, so this is how normally it works for your overview page. My bad, sorry. Let me add it there so that it can be easy for you. Fine. Like I have told you guys, again, overview page is responsive. Now coming to this, development is again 10x faster than a custom UI5 app development. So guys, let me be very clear and let me tell you one thing here. So in case of analytical list page and overview page, people will only go for this option. Nobody would go for anything else in custom app development, because this is only possible in this and flexible. You cannot build same kind of things in any custom UI5 app kind of development. This can be only structured here. Okay, so this is one of the most important things for overview page. The moment we start some development, we will again have this detailed introduction so that things work very easily and smoothly for you. We will now discuss the overall architecture and the development. Architecture in a very simple way. Architecture of Fiori elements. So if you talk about the architecture of a Fiori elements, say for example, list report. So how is the development? I'll give you the process. First is your ABAP CDS. This is done in Eclipse. Okay, and then once your ABAP CDS is done in Eclipse, then you generate the gateway service in SAP system, like which is 1809 in our case. Once the service is generated, then Fiori elements in SAP Web IDE, which is in browser. So guys, this is the high level architecture that I'm trying to explain here. First is your ABAP CDS in Eclipse, then you generate the gateway service in your SAP system, and then you have your Fiori elements in SAP Web IDE. This is the high level architecture. In ABAP CDS, let me give some introduction. In ABAP CDS, we will be building the code for data, its structures, and also, one second, let me tell you this. So in ABAP CDS, we will be building the code for data, its structures, and also for all the annotations required for the same. We will have a detailed understanding once we start the annotations of all the things in coming week. So in ABAP CDS, we will be building the code for data, the structure, how the look and feel it should be, and also the annotations required for the same. The code that you write, that will decide how the template and everything is going to be generated and displayed. One simple thing, in list report, obviously no charts and graphs are required, so you will not be structuring that thing. Okay, so we will be building the code for data structures and all the annotations required for the same. Then is your generating the gateway service. This plays a very important role. Just give me a second. So generating the gateway service, how it is important, guys. Once your CDS is ready, you have to activate that in Eclipse and register the service directly in transaction. I'm writing IWFND/main service. So once your CDS is ready, you have to activate that in Eclipse and register the service directly in the transaction that I've provided you. No SEGW dev is required at all, just to make it quite simple. Okay, so this is how it is done. Once your CDS is ready, you have to activate that in Eclipse and register the service directly in this transaction. No separate development is required. Directly you need to add the service. The service will end with the tag that is _CDS because it's a CDS file. In case of normal services which are created from your gateway project, ends with normal _SRV, but in this case it will ideally end with _CDS. No workflow, nothing is required. It is not that. Kindly you can recheck your syllabus if you have any questions for the same. So this service will end with tags like _CDS. In case of normal services which are created, the gateway project is this. So last but not the least that we have is your Fiori elements. Let me explain you that. Fiori elements. No need to even mention Fiori elements using CDS because they can be executed with CDS only. Okay, not a single line of code is required in Web IDE. One of the best things. Not a single line of code is required in Web IDE. Okay. Once your service is registered, in SAP, you can expose the same service in Web IDE, and that we will show you in the coming sessions. So once your service is registered, you can expose the same in Web IDE, which is underscore CDS. Okay, which is underscore CDS. You can expose the same service in Web IDE, which is underscore CDS, and then select the template required for the same. I'll just give you a small example here. Anyways, deep dive practicals and everything is yet to start. So if I go to this home page, if I select a new project from template, here it is featured. I will select SAP Fiori elements. Version, we will go with 1.38 or 5.2, anything is fine, but I'll go for 1.38. So in 1.38 we only have this, so let's go with 1.52. So here in 1.52 you have analytical list page, list report and overview page. Remaining two bottoms are anyways not required, they are quite simple, but these three templates we will be using for the complete app development. So you just need to select your list report, you need to go next, you need to give some information, and here you have data connection in which you will be giving your CDS file name. So that is it. This has a very important role. Once your template is selected, then based on the above annotations, the structure, look and feel will be ready automatically. So this is very important, guys, and you will be understanding once we do it practical. Okay. So these are the couple of key important things that I wanted to say. Now as we had a detailed discussion, maybe you guys can ask questions on overview page and the architecture that I've explained for the same. So let's discuss it for next 5-10 minutes and then probably we can end it. Anyone has any questions?
Wait, this is Murli.
Yeah, Murli.
Wait, is there any the cards, right? When you put the is there any limitation like 4 cards? Of what is the best way? How many cards we can put?
There is no limitation. You can even have 7 to 8 cards. Okay, and you can also make your cards draggable. If you want to realign them, you do not have to code it separately. You can realign that cards at runtime from left to right, top to bottom, however you want to, first to last, last to middle, any way you want to.
Okay.
Yes, and those cards are also responsive. So responsive look and feel is given, and we have an option in emulator to test it, how to do it. Okay, so that also feature and functionality we have for the same.
Okay.
Hi there, it's Chandra.
Hi Chandra.
You're talking about your UI annotations in CDS. In order to do a list report or analytical page, cards, whatsoever, the UI annotations will be done in local annotation file graphically, or you need to code the UI annotation in CDS itself?
No. See, there are multiple provisions to handle that. One way is you can do it in your directly in your CDS file, and there are local annotations also available for the same. You can do either way, however you want to. So,
then
but I would suggest best way to always do it with your code. Many reasons for that. If you do it with your code, you have a provision. Say for example, if you are working as a developer in your organization, if you do it with code, you can hand it over to someone and they can understand it easily. Just give me 1 second, guys. Extremely sorry. Please tell me now. Yeah, so I'll answer your question. Ideally, the best way is to do it with code because code is easy for someone. Please, everyone, please be on mute. I'm getting a lot of disturbance. Yeah. Yeah, so basically doing it with the code is always better because if you hand over your application to someone else, for them reading the code, understanding is very easy. But in other cases, it is not that easy. Local annotation is just like a configuration file. So if you ask anyone else to understand your configuration or understand your code is anyways easier. Configuration is something that you as a developer, if you do, you might forget if you do not practice after 3-4 weeks or a month. But if you do it with the code, you can easily understand within a fraction of seconds. So I've told you all the benefits and the best practices required for the same.
Okay, thank you, Ved.
Yeah.
Hi Ved, so yeah, my question is like, so to get these charts and all that, are we not going to use KPI tags here?
No. KPI modeler and KPI card is not required, but there is one assignment that I'll be giving you. An assignment would also have a solution and a source code for the same, so you can refer that. KPI tiles is not there, but there is a concept of KPI card and analytical list page. So based on that, you can easily understand and manage your things.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else has any questions? Okay, I believe most of you do not have any questions, so I'll quickly mute you all. So guys, before we end the session, we will quickly have a revision for 5 minutes, and today we'll conclude in next 5 to 8 minutes. Tomorrow, we will kick off the development from scratch. The method is purely agile, like how I've told you before. What all things you will be doing, make sure you will get sufficient time to practice and make sure you practice and do it. Okay. So basically we discussed with core data services. So core data services are used to build reports in SAP Fiori. This is just one of the purpose. CDS has enormous benefits. This is mainly used for building CDS. I'm only talking with context to Fiori apps, okay? So this is mainly used for your ABAP CDS logic and also the UI annotations that you would be driving for the same. This will be developed in Eclipse. That is fine in Eclipse. We will be creating ABAP projects and that would be connected with our SAP system, as simple as that. One important thing, guys, from tomorrow we are going to kick off the development. Make sure your logistics are ready, and logistic discussion should not be done in this call. It doesn't look good. Here we would be only focusing on the topics that we are learning and understanding for the same. No, nothing else will be discussed here. Let's respect everyone's time. Okay. Next is your Fiori elements. So Fiori elements are used for building reports in SAP Fiori. They are used by, so even I have mentioned the target audience that is required for the same, the templates, that different kind of templates that they would be providing us, and they are responsive in all the devices, and we do not have to make separate effort. Each and everything I've given you in detail. Next thing is your list report. So in this list report, these are the benefits that you have it in your list report. So first is it has a specific flow plan. List report look and feel cannot be changed. It has a specific format. Every template has a specific format with your own benefits that you would be understanding in coming sessions. The development time is quite faster. Even I have mentioned you the range, how much faster it is, and each and everything is calculated, guys. It is not something vague or fake. It is calculated. There have been people who have been doing the same kind of development. I'm talking about experts who are experts in custom UI5 and experts in CDS. If SAP gives any report, it is not vague, it is actual. So this plays a very important role. And list reports would be responsive in all the devices, let it be a mobile, tablet, or desktop. Developers will not be putting separate efforts to make it responsive, as simple as that. We'll be quickly jumping to analytical list page. Yes. Okay, guys, we'll be quickly jumping to analytical list page. So if you talk about analytical list page, they are also responsive in all the devices. We do not have to put separate efforts to make it responsive, as simple as that. These template also follows a specific format. Yes, we have told you there are separate sections and areas in which the UI would be displayed for the same. all the sections exactly mentioned in the floor plan. So floor plan we have already discussed, like wherein all it is mentioned. From the development point of view, yes, it's 15.9 faster, it's highly complex, and honestly, nobody will go for any custom app development because you do not have that visibility, look and feel, development logic to make it that. So analytical list page plays a very important role. And we have also bifurcated the sections for the same, like your top layer, middle layer, and bottom layer. Top layer is also discussed as your visual filter. You can have more than one charts at one time. Ideally, we can keep it 4. I'm telling you the solution with best practices. Solution with best practices. And guys, do not take me in a different way, but each and every one of us has to improve the consulting way of working, because if you do not explain your people, see, one thing is for sure, if you are good in the subject, nobody is going to challenge you technically, okay, and that is what you will be good by end of this training. So make sure whenever you have some consulting with your managers, business users who would be giving you the requirement, make sure you explain them, boss, this is what exactly you're going to get once it is developed. These things are possible, these are not, these are interactive, these are not interactive. This would be responsible. The more detail you give them, the easy and smooth your journey would be. Okay, that's what I'm saying with my experience. So in case of default chart, it can be only one at one time, not more than that, because the size of default chart covers the complete width of your page. And that is how the template is being structured with. So the most critical information with various regions and sections is part of your default chart. Then in case of your table, ideally we should not have more than 10 columns. Technically it is possible to even have 50 columns, but we should not have that. That's the whole idea. So if you talk about overview page is something, yes, it is responsive, no separate effort, similar point. Then it gives the business to have overall information in one single page in the form of different tiles and layers, which can be draggable at runtime, and you can change the position by manually moving it. As simple as that. And they provide different kind of cards. So ideally 99% of requirements we have table and analytical card, and both of them we would be covering. So let's not worry on that. Overview pages are also draggable at runtime, like how I have told you. Yes, development is 10 times faster than a custom UI5 app development. So if this is the architecture of SAP Fiori elements, you have your list report. And in case of, let it be list report or any other kind of report, architecture is 100% same. Let it be, sorry, let me append the document, ALP, OVP, all. Short forms are easy, and I would request everyone to understand this. Fine. Now it is better. So this is the architecture. You have your ABAP CDS first, in which 90% work is in your Eclipse. Once it is done, you just have to register the service. Once the service is registered, if you want to again change the code, no separate effort is required. Generating service is just one-time activity. It is done for all. For that complete specific CDS I'm saying. And then you will expose this to your Fiori elements in Web IDE. That's what I've told you. Okay. So this is how it is completely managed and structured. This, in a day or two, you would easily understand much more things in detail, because we would be having this complete architecture done. Okay guys, so we had a detailed introduction, we had an interactive, you guys had an opportunity to discuss. We also know the do's and don'ts we have to do during the training. No logistical discussion here, it should be discussed offline, and it should be done by today, because tomorrow we are going to kick off the development. We have discussed the advantages, its pros and cons, template, layout, structures, architecture, each and everything. We would have revisions also the moment we start with the specific template. Recordings and documents would be shared to you by end of the day on your email IDs that is being shared with the team. And that is it. Make sure whenever you get time, one important and critical thing from tomorrow, whenever you get time for practice, make sure you utilize your time wisely. If you sit idle, nothing is going to happen. It is not anyone's loss, it is your own loss. That is one of because time is purely irreplaceable. You cannot, once you lose, it is lost forever. Okay. Okay guys, so we will be concluding it today. Repeating documents and recordings will be shared to you by your email by end of the day in the email ID that is being shared with the team. And we'll start tomorrow at the same time. Make sure your logistics are done today, and it should be discussed offline. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Take care tomorrow. Take care. See you all tomorrow.